Okay, here we go, Pisces. Oh, the Magic Man, the Magician, and the World. Really great cards. So it looks like you have made, and the Star. Wow, you got 3 high arcana right in a row. So it does look like you have made some very big decisions, some very big shifts in your life and changed the way you either perceive life or you go about living life. What is behind you? The King of Swords. Ah, the 10 of Swords. So that is usually the betrayal card. Theft, fear, getting hurt in some way emotionally. It is the 10, so it is the end of some strife that you have been going through for a while, Pisces. Let's see, the Tower, lessons through destruction. So it looks like continue on the path of making those changes. If you do slip back, it does look like it can be devastating. So the Tower is lessons through destruction. So we know this certain behavior is bad for us, a certain person is bad for us, or habit, and we go back to it. It can be very devastating if that is chosen. So we have the 8 of Wands, which is a wonderful card. This is shooting ideas from the heavens. It does look like you have lots of ideas. This is also the 4. Does feel like you might be retreating emotionally a little bit from some energy. Judgment is here, the old, broke, and alone, and kind of reflecting on the past. So you have some really heavy cards here in the beginning, heavy as in good cards. So it does look like fate will be tested a little bit. But the Magician is right here, and the basis of all of this reading is the Magician. So it's really about releasing some of your karma. This is the affinity sign. It does feel like you have made choices for the better of others in your life, but it does look like you are making exalted choices for yourself now, realizing that the past and kind of the service, how you approach things with a service type of mind really was not reflecting well for you. This does feel like an interpersonal relationship, but it does feel like you have taken a step out of some of the old patterns, reignited your magic, and kind of looking at the world not through rose-colored eyes, but just the magic of the world. It does feel like that you have kind of stepped out of, I don't know if it was a dark place or a sad place, but it does look like some endings of things that you didn't feel coming or didn't see coming. Those endings, it does feel like it's happening. But it does look like your new beginnings are starting to pay off. You've put the sword down. You've got a sword, a cup, and a disc here, as well as a crystal in the hand. So it does feel like everything in your life has been moved around and changed, whether it's work, marriage, home life, house, whatever big changes, big shifts that you have made decisions on, continue on those decisions. It looks like ultimately it's healthy for you and bringing some healing light to you. But it does look like last year you are, and actually the last couple of years, you have been under a little bit of pressure to keep things together for others. And now it's really time to return that focus to you. This does feel like it is a running theme this month of really making ourselves more important, or our decisions equally as important, I should say, than those in our family or work. But it does look like it's time to put you and your voice, make it just as important as others. But it does look like a huge shift has happened over the last 24 months for you. And you're feeling a little excited about the newness, but a little afraid of how that's going to look. The world is above you here, or I mean crosses you here. So the world is open to you. It's a brand new clean slate, and it does look like it's running more positively since you've made these changes, since you've stopped doing everything for everyone, Pisces. I know how you guys are. You have the biggest hearts, but sometimes you forget to include yourself in the gifting. So the world is above you. Crosses you. So whatever you put into any projects, into yourself, you'll get paid back tenfold. The world can also be a little restless. You may feel a little restless, not knowing which direction to go to. The star here, she's pouring out all of her love, pouring out everything to everyone else. So now it's time to really take a look at you, what works for you, gift yourself. Take some of these great ideas and put them into the universe and manifest them. It looks like you've been very busy making sure everybody else's life is comfortable and they're fed and they're warm, but you've been ignoring yourself. So the star kind of tells me it's time for you to turn some of that love and gifting to yourself. Start putting some of those energies into some of your creations here. But she is naked and she is alone as well. So it does feel like something recently has kind of stripped you of illusions, is what I'm feeling. And you're really solidly planted on the earth and you're looking at things as they truly are, not as you wish them to be. So it does feel like there may be a little challenges on the physical side of things for you. You may have some medical stuff that's coming up. So it's time to really return that focus to you, take care of your medical things before it becomes a problem, is what I'm feeling. So, but it does feel like you were stripped of all illusions with this situation, and now it's time to look at things honestly and to gift yourself. So this kind of validates what these two cards are dictating here. The King of Swords is right here, and kings are exalted ones. They take the high road. Swords, though, can be dictate great strength. They're into mental work, science, communication. They can be a teacher. So this could be someone that is lending you their wisdom. This can mean you, Pisces, lending someone else their wisdom. But it does look like whatever this challenge was required great strength and integrity from you and a bit of mental work. So it does feel like you might have been in a little anguish. This card kind of dictates some fear. It also dictates can be some betrayal that has happened or something that didn't turn out as you had expected it. For those of you within relationships, it may have, I'm feeling that it may be directed towards a relationship. So you may have either had to overhaul that relationship last year or let it go completely or re-avow yourself to one another. But it does feel like the basis of all this was some tumultuous, big, ugly that really hurt your heart and but could no longer be denied. That's kind of stripped of all the illusions here. But it does feel that you are finishing up that cycle. This is the 10. 10s are the ending of things. So decisions either have been made or you are now making those decisions that really need to be made for your own mental health. The next card that's here is the 6. The 6 of discs. Sorry. This also can be a money card. It's a physical card, but it does look like you may be sending out more money than you're receiving right now. There may be some unexpected bills. Does feel like the scales here are they're in balance, so it does feel like your money, you're trying to get your money a little more balanced. And for those of you who have left relationships, this may be figuring out the finances of breaking up or the finances of a new house, something like that. But there is an adjustment in finances in your life and you're trying to get back into balance. This may be recovering what you have lost in the past or just, redoing your 401k, looking at retirement or looking at another job that will really give you what you need financially. This also can stand for be discerning who you gift. This, this does feel like there are some habitual people that come in and they need, and you've always gifted them. Now it's time to say no. It's okay. No is a complete sentence with a capital at the end and a period after the O. Doesn't mean I don't love you, but it does feel like you need to discern a little bit who you're either giving money, time, energy to. If they can handle it themselves, it's time that they fly out of the nest. It's time that they be a little more independent, especially if it's grown children. I'm feeling this is more around grown children. It's time to stop taking from your retirement or taking from your livelihood and gifting them when they are perfectly capable. It's just habitual on your part, Pisces. So, time to say no. The Tower is here as a reminder. If you do slip back into any of these over gifting, making other people's needs and desires more important than your own, it does look like the Tower will kick in. This is lessons through destruction. So if you've been sober for many, many years and you decide to have a drink, this is when the Tower shows up. Or when you're in the 11th hour of a divorce and you know it's not good for you, but you get pulled back into it by the past or by guilt, the Tower will show up. So it does look like it is in the basis here. So if you are able to resist the Tower and going back into the old ways, it looks like the new will really pay off. Feed your soul, be more balanced, equity of power, equity of money, all this stuff will come to fruition. So the 8 of Wands is right here. It's above the Tower. If you can resist going back and doing the same thing over and over again, continue on that new path. The 8 is right here to validate you. And the 8 is like wonderful ideas coming down from the heavens onto the earth plane. So it does look like your creative essence is coming back. And for many Pisces, they're artists or writers or dancers, or they have some art and some gift that was given to you by Spirit. It's time to reclaim that gift, whether it is whatever your art is, whether it's pottery, whether it's spoken word, whatever it is, Pisces, it's time to reclaim that. You have really been gifting everybody else with all this energy and forgetting your passion. So it's time to reinitiate that passion. The one that is above that is the 4. This is the 4 of Pentacles, and this it's very different from like the Hermit. It is kind of the same premise. It's like taking space for yourself, getting rid of the noise and the din for a minute, stepping away from maybe the family dynamic or the work dynamic, and just finding some peace of mind so you can make some of these very important decisions. It does look like 2 decisions, should I stay, should I go? Whether it's work, whether it's relationship space, whether it's a friendship, or just a toxic family dynamic. It does look like you need to take a step out of it. Don't hibernate from the decision. Sometimes the 4 of Pentacles can dictate hibernating or hiding or not making that decision, but making no decision is a decision in itself, which kind of leaves it up to the universe. And usually that decision is twice as difficult to deal with than making a choice. So I encourage you, Pisces, to step up, make a choice, but step out of the tumultuous stuff so you can clear your head before you make that decision. But a decision is kind of being dictated. It needs to happen in order for you to move back into life a little bit. So the Judgment is here. Judgment card is here. So, pardon me. That could be judgment to yourself or to others. So be aware of your expectations for yourself and for others. Let the judgment down. Know that when we make mistakes, we are learning something so we don't do it again. And if someone is making mistake after mistake and doing the same thing over and over, and it's not going to help for you to impart your judgment. Maybe some wisdom for that person or for yourself, but it's time to release that judgment and realize that we are learning learning. This is the big picture of things. It also feels like making this decision that you're really worried about either being a failure or looked badly by others. That is not the case. It is time for you to rise above and be in your greatness and kind of fly above this petty, small, earth plane stuff that you've been doing with these people for a while. So put that judgment down. It'll help you fly, help you be free, and it will also help you release some of the anger and frustration that has built up over the last couple of years. The 5 is over here on the left side. 5s can be tumultuous. It usually requires some kind of fear to break through. This is what I call the old, broke, and alone. It's kind of a lie in your space that you can't make it either by yourself or with this person or with that job. It's kind of a lie in your space that that you're not worthy. And that is the farthest from the truth. And you are very worthy, Pisces, and you do a lot for everyone else. If you take this journey and you take that leap of faith, that step into the unknown, it does look like you will be rewarded. But there are some behaviors here over the last couple of years that really have not been conducive to your personal growth. So it's time to allow others to fall, so you can get back to your passions, get back on your, get back on the road. Get back on the road. The other side of this is the 9. This is the 9 of Wands. This is kind of a reflective card. It is right before you make that final leap of faith. You do have some 10. You have a 10 here. You have an 8 here. You have a 9 here. So you are progressively moving through the energy. It may be a little slow, but it is happening. And this 9 of Wands is all about really taking a reflective look back. What works for you? What doesn't work for you? Do you want to take this with you on your next journey? Has that friendship worked for you? Has that job worked for you? Has that relationship worked for you? So it's a really reflective time, but this orange is lighting up really intensely for me. So it does feel like you're healing yourself through this process. And by taking that time away from others and away from their opinions and their judgments, you're able to make the decision on what you want to leave and what you want to take. And moving forward on your journey. It does feel like there is some extra energy on your head. This white band is lighting up, so I'm not sure if you're predisposed to headaches or a head injury, or there's something going on mentally, but it does feel like there is a little issue with the head that must be depressed. It can be as simple as, bumping your head, or as big as depression. So take care of your head, feed your head, be kind to yourself, and do what you need to do to heal yourself. So that is your general reading, Pisces, for the month of February. I'd like to throw a couple of these clarity cards here. I think they're a Doreen Virtue, and these are the chakra cards. And, she's got one-word cards that just are bringing it on home. Wisdom. Okay, so it's time to enact your wisdom, and it does look like you impart your wisdom and you help lots and lots of people in your world, but you make yourself last. It's time to put your desires, your efforts, and your wisdom, give it to you to start creating all those highest creative essence and desires that you've wanted to do for a long time. Perfection. That's also right along with the Judgment. That doesn't work, and there's no such thing. So it's time to put down those perfect pictures. It's time to put down that judgment. It only stands in the way of you moving forward. It is a fear-based energy, perfection and judgment, instead of a love-based energy, which is wisdom. So you have wisdom on one side, perfection on the other. It's time to release the perfection, embrace your own wisdom for yourself, make you important.